Coming your way on today's San Francisco 49ers report, the Niners have to make these following changes going into the bye week with the Buccaneers looming in Week 10. This is today's San Francisco 49ers report. Chase Senior hanging out here with you, and appreciate all of you for making today's show a part of your day. A programming reminder, we'll be going live today right here on the show at 5:30 p.m. Eastern, 2:30 p.m. Pacific. This is the time that we go live every single week, where we talk all things Niners and we involve you, the faithful. So be sure to hit that subscribe button and hit that bell icon. Turn on your notifications. Therefore, anytime we go live for a regular live show, a watch party, or we push out a video, you will be notified. So change number one. With Christian McCaffrey coming back, the Niners have to be understanding of managing his workload. And I've seen a lot of people on my Instagram page, on X, because I talked about this, blaming Kyle Shanahan for using him too much and running him into the ground. Partially the blame is on him, no doubt about that. But Kyle Shanahan has also said Christian McCaffrey sometimes can be his own worst enemy because he refuses to come off the field. But McCaffrey returning should not come at the expense of playing time and carries for Jordan Mason and Isaac Guerendo. There is no question that McCaffrey is a really special player. He's going to help San Francisco in a variety of ways. Run game, pass game, in the red zone, where the Niners have really struggled this year. But Mason and Guerendo add a fascinating element to this Niners rushing attack, and we've seen that they're capable of also catching the ball out of the backfield. And let's say that McCaffrey is the lightning. Guerendo, a little bit of lightning and thunder. Mason doesn't have that getaway speed or that long speed of McCaffrey and Guerendo because he doesn't have that track-like speed, but he gives you that thunder. And I want to see that combo approach, three-headed monster with this Niners backfield. And I thought that Steve Young made a really good point on the radio this week. I believe he was on KNBR, and he said that Kyle Shanahan should get creative and innovative, and at times play McCaffrey, Mason, and Guerendo at the same time. Couple of reasons here. Gives the defense a new look. You can confuse the defense. The defense doesn't know where the ball is going or who is getting the rock, and you find a way here in doing this of putting your playmakers in a position to succeed, utilizing them to their respective skill sets. And when you're innovative and creative on the offensive side of the football, it can lead to splash plays, efficient plays. And it's something that the defense has to keep in mind. And why not use these special players on the offensive side of the football as you kind of evolve without having Brandon Ayuk as that true X-wide receiver on the outside? And I was thinking about how San Francisco can do this if they divide the carries here. Let's say that immediately coming off the bilateral Achilles tendonitis, which I still think is a big concern for McCaffrey, he gets 12 to 15 rushing attempts per game, and they use him 3 to 5 times in the pass game. But for the purpose of this conversation, let's say that McCaffrey gets 12 to 15 carries per game. You give the rock to Jordan Mason 8 to 10 times per game. Isaac Guerendo still in the mix. 5 to 8 attempts. Forget about Deebo Samuel as a running back. He's been terrible. It's so predictable. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But depending on the range here, the Niners would still be able to run it 25 to 32 times per game and stay in that happy medium of throwing it and running it. And San Francisco right now is a team that is a running team. They do rush the ball about 50% of the time. I think that when you have an evenly distributed offense, it brings the best out of Brock Purdy, and then Brock Purdy in the play-action game, benefiting off the run game, helps the run game too. It just all coincides. But then San Francisco can get creative with this, which aids everything that they're trying to do on the offensive side of the football, and you can do this regardless of where you are on the field. Bye week check-in here, and this will be the pinned comment on today's show, and I want you to let me know your feelings down below in the comment section. The 49ers going into the bye are E for elite, G for a good team, A for average. If you get hit with that YouTube ad break, use it to your advantage, scroll on down, and let your voices be heard. As for Brock Purdy, Kyle Shanahan has to continue to let him create. In other terms, let Purdy cook. His running ability, I think, has really added a spark to the San Francisco offense. And Kyle Shanahan this year has let him create more. And we've seen the advantageous nature of this. Where it's really helped the Niners, lack of separation at wide receiver and at tight end. A little bit of a problem this year. That's why Purdy's completion percentage over expected is so high. That's why he's had to throw dimes and complete these tight window throws. But Purdy's been able to run when the looks aren't there and when his guys are not open. And on money downs, third down, fourth down, we've seen that Brock Purdy has some huge runs to move the chains for this 49ers offense, which in turn deflates the opposing defense because they can have everything defended so well. And then Brock Purdy takes off and they're like, my goodness, we just can't stop this offense right now. And it allows the Niners to stay on the field and matriculate downfield. Purdy against the Cowboys. How about these fascinating numbers here? There have been 26,276 quarters of NFL football played since 2000. Purdy is the only QB to have 100-plus yards passing with 100% of his passes completed in a quarter and run for 30-plus yards. This is what Brock Purdy did in that third quarter. Now, those of you who are watching the watch party, I went off on Purdy during halftime. I was like, what is he seeing? Why is he indecisive? He's inaccurate. He has to step up. He is killing this Niners offense right now. Well, he comes out in that third quarter, uber efficient, and the Niners able to rattle off 21 consecutive points, helped and lifted by the play of Purdy. When he's playing his best ball, the Niners can beat any team in the National Football League. Kyle Shanahan also said this about Purdy running the rock. It just adds another tool. It's really tough, the heat of battle, just with all those plays and situations that you get sometimes where if the guys aren't opening things that the play is over, or just when someone misses in the pocket and someone gets there, it usually ends fast. But Brock's got the quickness to get away from people. He's got kind of a feel on when to hit it. He was awesome today with the scrambling. He's been awesome all year with it. And that's what Shanahan said after that Cowboys game where Purdy made a lot of big plays in using his feet, using his legs, running the football. The Cowboys oftentimes used a quarterback spy, and Purdy was still able to win that. Mike McCarthy even acknowledged that after the game as well. Now, this doesn't mean that Purdy is not a pocket quarterback. Purdy is still a pocket quarterback. It's just this is another weapon to his game. This is another element to his game. And so he has good pocket feel. He has good pocket mobility. And he can win from within the pocket because of the touch, accuracy, anticipation that he's able to throw it. He's also really good creating plays and throwing outside of the pocket. But this is a last case, last resort type of scenario where if nothing is there, if the pass rush gets home, this is a strength of Purdy's game. And it's another element that the Niners have here that they didn't have with slow-footed Jimmy Garoppolo. Today's sponsor for the Niners Report, our friends at Prize Picks. Daily fantasy sports made easy. You pick two or more players. You choose more or less on their projected stats. And Prize Picks is the best place to get real money sports action. With over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings, Prize Picks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. You just pick more or less on at least two players for a shot to win up to 100 times your cash. So run your game all season long on Prize Picks and join myself and producer Chip in putting together some winning lineups. Right now, you get $50 when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive that $50 bonus, by the way. It's guaranteed. All you have to do is go to prizepicks.com/CLNS. Pretty good Thursday night football matchup. Texans, Jets, Houston, C.J. Stroud, one of the top quarterbacks in the NFL, and the Jets. What a joke they are. They are so desperate for a victory. Tank Dell, Stephon Diggs out for the year, torn ACL. Nico Collins hurt. So I like the more than 4.5 receptions for him because he's going to be utilized a lot. Garrett Wilson, more than 63.5 receiving yards. And then Kai Fairbairn, more than 1.5 field goals made going up against a pretty good New York Jets defense. Daily Fantasy Sports made easy. Pick two or more players. Choose more or less on their projected stat lines. This is the place for Daily Fantasy Sports. We continue to move forward on today's show. the Niners have to continue to give a lot of snaps to rookie cornerback, second-round pick Renardo Green. He has emerged as the 49ers' second-best cornerback of late after Deommodore Lenoir, who's having a borderline all-pro, Pro Bowl type of season. Charvarius Ward has been struggling a little bit this year. I think he's been held back because of that knee injury, and Renardo Green has replaced Isaac Yiadom, and I want to see him continue to get more snaps for this Niners defense. And he's been one of the top rookie cornerbacks in the National Football League. Highest graded rookies across the league in Week 8. Renardo Green earned a 91.3 grade. That was the highest grade among all players on the Niners. Jerzon Johnny Newton for Washington, 89.2. Brian Thomas, the wide receiver for Jacksonville, who's been playing great ball at 88.1. Ladd McConkey, 87.9. Then you see Bucky Irving. Bo Nix was slinging it. Marvin Harrison Jr. had a nice touchdown grab. Jalen Coker, Jared Verse, Jaden Daniels. Those are some really good rookies in this 2024 rookie draft class, and Renardo Green on top. And the last couple of games, he started to play more, and he's been really excelling in that secondary for San Francisco. And here's where he ranks among all corners in the NFL, according to Pro Football Focus. His overall grade is 79.6, ninth among 201 corners. His coverage grade is 79.1, 11th among 201 corners. And his run defense grade, he's not afraid to come up to the line of scrimmage and make some tackles, a 73 grade there, 37th among 201 corners. Next up, is the Devondre Campbell experiment over? This has to be one of the changes that the Niners have to make. I will give credit where credit is due. Devondre Campbell played a lot better against the Dallas Cowboys. But keep in mind what's happening and developing at this linebacker spot. Dre Greenlaw is going to come back soon. Kyle Shanahan doubts it's going to be against the Bucs, but after that, he said it's probably going to be week to week. So Greenlaw coming back will really help out this defense. D. Winters has started to get some more reps. I always love his physicality, how he flies around with his hair on fire. His over-aggressiveness causes him to over-pursue, leading to a lack of trust from this coaching staff. But while Campbell did play better against Dallas, he struggled against the pass all year. Teams have identified that, and they targeted him a lot in coverage. And this is a whole body of work here that we've seen. Overall PFF grade of 51.6. Pass rush grade of 48.9. He's supposed to be good against the run, but the run defense grade is sub 50. Coverage grade at 55.1. And a passer rating of 112.7. We are seeing a youth movement with the 49ers. Why not give D. Winters more reps? We're seeing Renardo Green play. He's producing. Malik Mustafa, he's a wrecking ball. He's getting more time. He's succeeding. Dominic Pooney has been one of the top right guards in the NFL. Ricky Pearsall, Jacob Cowing, they look to be good. Isaac Guerendo has popped in 2 games this year, so why not give D. Winters more reps to see what he can do? Because I do think this defense could use an injection of youth, speed, and athleticism. The San Francisco 49ers, coming out of the bye week, have to stop using Deebo Samuel as a running back. When he's in the backfield, defenses know what's coming. And it's something that's become way too predictable and way too inefficient. And this year, Deebo is struggling to create separation as a wide receiver. He's not picking up as many yards after the catch. He's also not breaking as many tackles. And this year, he's having the worst year of his career running the football. He has 23 carries under his belt. 66 total rushing yards. That is good for a yards per carry of 2.9. His success percentage is 43.5, and he has 1 touchdown on the ground. Christian McCaffrey is coming back. Jordan Mason's been a top 5 running back as far as picking up yards this year. Isaac Guerendo is 6 feet, 225 pounds, a track star who ran a 4.3 40-yard dash. Patrick Taylor has looked good with limited opportunities. Use them. Let Deebo be a wide receiver. I get that he was a first-team All-Pro back in 2021 when he was utilized as a wide back, but since then, his runs have not been as effective, and this year, all those numbers are career lows. So Kyle Shanahan has to stop using Deebo Samuel as a running back. It's not working any longer. But I do want to see Kyle Shanahan use Ricky Pearsall in a variety of ways. This is a player who can line up inside. He can line up outside. He can run all types of different routes. He can also be utilized on gadget plays. And against the Cowboys, I thought that he played a pretty key role for San Francisco. He touched the ball 5 times and had 70 to 80 yards. He caught all 4 of his targets, one of which moved the chains on a big 3rd down. And when I talk about the gadget plays, how about the 39-yard end around, which was a splash play and a huge play? And not only did you see the speed and the vision from Pearsall, I love the veteran-like patience where he let his blocker set up in front of him so that he can make that play possible. This is a weapon on this team. Now, are we going to see him be a Brandon Ayuk number 1 type of wide receiver throughout his NFL career? I think the jury is out, but on this team, with these other weapons, his skill set is certainly intriguing and it can be utilized. For Jacob Cowing, he can impact the game. And with Ayuk out, I want to see him get some more snaps. You barely played against Dallas. Stop using Chris Conley. I don't need to see Ronnie Bell. Jacob Cowing has some juice. The stutter go against Kansas City for the long ball would have been a touchdown if Brock Purdy led him. The bubble screen in which he was able to create short area wiggle, make a man miss, show some speed to pick up about 10 yards. You can use him like Pearsall on end arounds and reverses. When he runs, he flashes a little bit. And down the stretch, I think that he can also help this Niners offense. Malik Mustafa is a sledgehammer. And we'll see what the Niners do at that safety position when or if Talanoa Hufanga is able to come back. There was the report from Mike Silver that some people within the organization don't think he's going to come back this year. His agent said he will come back this year with torn ligaments in his wrist. He's just going to come back with the cast. He isn't great as a deep safety, is Hufanga, but you can use him around the defense as kind of that Swiss Army knife, and he always finds a way to be around the ball. But Malik Mustafa has shown that he can be that deep safety, and he can play well against the pass. And then when he has the opportunity to come up and crash the line to make a play against the run, he's going to lay the boom. What the defense has to do as far as changes for the rest of the season, have to be more consistent against the run. They have to get off the field on 3rd downs. They are 26th in 3rd down conversion rate. San Francisco also has to do a better job from the start of the game to the end of generating pressure on the opposing quarterback. The Niners in the first 2 quarters have done a good job of getting pressure. Nick Bosa has been bringing it all 4 quarters. He's playing at an all-pro level this year, and he's number 1 in the NFL in pressures with 46. But because the Niners have a lack of depth up front, you've seen them tail off at the end of games, which is partially why I think teams have been able to come back, because the pass rush hasn't been able to last throughout all 4 quarters, so they have to get better in those areas as well. And I'll tell you what, when you're getting back Talanoa Hufanga, and you're getting back your Gross Matos, and you're getting back Troy Greenlaw, it's going to be able to help this Niners defense, ideally. With that, I round out with this. What changes do you think the Niners need to make? We'll see you a little bit later today, live on the San Francisco 49ers Report. Can't wait for all of you to hang out here with us.